Hello everyone and welcome to this new video. Today I'm going to talk about spiritual places. I'm going to tell you 4 things that you may want to know about spiritual places. So the first thing that we're going to address is, what are spiritual places actually? What am I talking about when I say that? Or you can also call them like power places, like spirit animals, spirit places, power animals, power places, places that give you power, that have power attached to them. So there can be many different options for these spiritual places. First of all, they can be magical places that are somewhere across the world. For example, Stonehenge, where people, the druids or the spiritual leaders, have been practicing rituals and ceremonies for a very long time in the history. Another example would be the Mayan ruins, Chichen Itza or Tikal, for example, in Guatemala, Chichen Itza in Mexico, or then Tikal in Guatemala. Yeah, so these have already been used as altars for a very long time. Ceremonies have been carried out there for I don't know how long. Yeah, so these places, they have a very long history of being used as spiritual power places for many people throughout the ages. Or then also the pyramids in Egypt, or you name it, there are many of them. If you have any more examples, also let me know in the comments, because I love seeing what other places there are that are not on my mind right now. So yeah, but not only the official spiritual places are spiritual places. They can also be places that are special for you, that you find interesting or have a spiritual meaning for you yourself. That's actually the most important part, because not everyone can just travel all the time to Stonehenge or all the official spiritual places, and it's even more individual then, right? So these are places where you can recharge, relax, and find your inner peace again, where you would like to do ceremonies that just appeal to you as a power place, as a recharging place, for example. These places can be in the nature, they can be in the jungle, like the Mayan ruins, they can be in the desert, they can be anywhere basically in the nature. It could be a little forest, it could be a natural park, a natural reserve. It can also be in a city. It doesn't have to be nature even. It can be a small place, it can be a nice cafe where you find yourself grounded, like this little bookshop where you have your cup of tea and read your favorite authors. That could also be a spiritual place. It can even be indoors, it can be at home, it can be your sanctuary or small corner that you have in your apartment, which is your power or spiritual place. So it can be literally anything that gives meaning to you, because it's always a you thing. What's important for you, that's the spiritual place. Nobody's going to tell you which place you have to choose, right? So yeah, maybe you find places where you would like to carry out ceremonies or rituals, where you would like to pray, where you would like to unwind and find your inner peace again. All these are spiritual places for you. So, and it is very important to see that not every place has the same meaning for everyone. So you may encounter a place that's super important for you, that's highly spiritual, highly powerful for you, and somebody else will tell you, huh? I don't feel the vibe at all. I don't want to be here. I don't know, it's not for me. That's definitely okay if that happens. So yeah, it's very individual altogether. Then the second question you may ask is, where do you find your personal spiritual place, your powerful place? So you can find it basically by either actively searching for it, going to the nature, feel what feels good for you, look around, maybe you're appealed by some specific landscape or a specific tree that calls you. But it can also be like coincidentally that you just trip over this place and you find it by accident, even though there is nothing like coincidence. It's all kind of like guided, but I'm just saying that because sometimes you're not even aware you're looking for a spiritual place, but you're just finding it somewhere where you would maybe have never thought you would find it. So that's one way. And yeah, so maybe you find a place where you feel home. Maybe you see something that is attracting you or calling you from afar, and you're going there and finding it for yourself. But what you can also do, of course, you can visit an official spiritual place and find that for you as well. Or when you go on vacation and you know, okay, I'm in Guatemala and I want to visit Tikal, for example, or in Mexico you see Chichen Itza, you can go there and it's a spiritual place for you. It's very important that you also note that it doesn't have to be physically present all the time. Some of the spiritual places that are out there, you can't go there all the time. Like one of my power places, for example, is Tikal in Guatemala, which is why I'm referring to it so much. But I can't go there all the time because it's far away and expensive to go there. But you still can connect with it. You can connect with your spiritual places, with your power places, whenever you want. When you're sitting in your living room having your favorite cup of tea, you think of that place, connect with your heart, and you are there. Time and space, we know that in the shamanic tradition, they don't exist. It's really a construct, and you can connect whenever you want with whatever place you would like to connect with. The third thing that I would like to tell you about these places is answering the question, are they changeable? Do they change? Do these places persist forever and ever, or do they change? Well, when I talk about Tikal or the Egyptian pyramids or Stonehenge, of course they have been existing for a very long time, like really long time, and they probably will exist for a long time, but we are not 100% sure if they change or if they, I don't know, fall victim to an earthquake or whatsoever. I mean, you never know what happens, but some places I just say, okay, they will stay there forever, they will remain spiritual places. But of course, just objectively, subjectively, for you, a spiritual place can change all the time. You can find a new one the next week. You can change your personal spot where you want to be, where you want to pray, whenever it feels right for you. There is always change in life, and as the same, the spiritual places change as well. So I would like to share a little story here of mine because it happened to me. I had two very powerful spiritual places that I used to go, and both of them stopped being spiritual places for me. One of them just told me by the nature, it just got grown over with high weed and was hardly accessible anymore, and they even built a fence around the area where I wanted to pray. I used to go there a lot, but it was just not accessible anymore. I was like, okay, probably this is just not the time anymore. I'm not gonna break in here or try to mow down the weed. It's just not happening anymore, right? You have to respect that sometimes. And the other place, maybe it will open up eventually again, but I have to walk a little mountain path there, and the path is just not passable right now because a landslide came down and I just cannot access it right now. So maybe this is not the place for me right now, but I just wanted to tell you that it's okay if things change, if your sacred places change. It's not a big deal. Nature will tell you, or your soul, your heart will tell you when it's time to change the place. You can also have multiple places, of course. It's not a fixed number you have to adhere to. And yeah, so this is something also very, very individual, of course. And the fourth question I would like to answer is, what can you do on a spiritual place, on a sacred place where you feel safe, where you feel relaxed, where you feel recharged, which is a power place for you, is well, you can do many things there. You can just sit there, meditate, relax, getting grounded again, reconnect with Mother Earth. You can do ceremonies or rituals there if it's possible. You can light a small candle, a small fire if that's possible. You can basically do whatever feels comfortable for you to get this inner peace back. You can take a nap at your spiritual place. You can do literally anything that makes you feel good and connected again. Of course, you can also do something for the place. You can do healing ceremonies, speak your prayers for Mother Earth, and cherish that place, give them some value the place as for what it is, what it gives to you. Give something back, like some natural materials, a stone, whatsoever. Yeah, so even if it's just a rock, your place where you go and you sit on it, yeah, it's your personal guide also. It can work as a guide as well. Yeah, so just try that out and really feel the connection with these places you're drawn to, and you will see there will be some magic happening there. And yeah, so I wish you a lot of fun, luck, whatever you wish when you're experimenting with power places. I wish you good vibes in encountering your own personal sacred spaces, your sacred places. And maybe you find your answers there as well. You find visions there, inspirations there. Yeah, let me know in the comments if you have any questions on that topic. I gladly answer them. And yeah, I wish you all the best. I'll see you next time. And thank you for liking the video and subscribing to my channel. All the best, you guys. See you soon.